Look at it. He's nothing given. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv, Gotti, Ja Rule. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive.
G-Unit Film Studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long?
Looks like the drama between...
It seems the tension between 50 Cent and Big Meech has escalated significantly. Big Meech openly criticized 50, claiming he's gone broke as a result of their ongoing conflict. And it's not just rumors. Rick Ross also weighed in, revealing that 50 has allegedly been having trouble financing his new G-Unit studio. According to reports, he's even been denied a loan due to poor credit.
Who own your masters? I'll buy your masters. You better shut up.
Ross even threatened to snatch up 50.
Rick Ross went as far as to say he'd take control of 50 Cent's masters if he didn't step back, claiming 50 was clearly facing financial trouble. That's a bold move, but let's remember, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. It's unlikely he'd stay quiet while Ross and Big Meech publicly criticize him. As expected, 50 responded strongly, hinting at releasing serious receipts, real evidence showing who's truly struggling financially. Still, this has sparked a bigger question among fans. Is 50 Cent really facing a financial setback? Or is Rick Ross just making noise to get a reaction?
Rick Ross? You like a hoe, nigga. Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all niggas to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
Now here's the twist. Word on the street.
Here's where things get interesting. Some are saying Rick Ross and Big Meech may actually have the advantage in this situation. Rumors suggest 50 can't even afford to keep the lights on at his studio. Meanwhile, Meech and Ross have been out celebrating, acting as if they're responsible for 50E's financial decline. They've mocked him, claiming he'll soon return asking for help once he runs out of options. But let's keep things in perspective. 50 Cent has been long associated with billionaire status, and real billionaires don't usually lose their wealth over personal conflicts, especially over long-standing issues like snitching allegations.
Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3-4 hours. My neck started hurting. The lock say Eliante on it. You know, say his name, his signature. They got the 3 big boogers on each side. So ain't no regular Cuban. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant for, sir?
3, just for a pendant. There's some shit like, you gotta give my daddy, like when he come home, like I keep this forever, like.
If you've been following the ongoing dispute between 50 Cent and Big Meech, you know Rick Ross is heavily involved. The drama began when Meech joined forces with Ross to host a major welcome home concert, which was expected to bring in big profits. But at the last minute, the event was canceled without explanation. Almost immediately, speculation pointed to 50 Cent, with some suggesting he didn't want Meech making money alongside Ross. Although 50 quickly denied any involvement, the public wasn't entirely convinced. Ross didn't hold back either. He directly called out 50, telling him to stop complaining and accept that Meech and Ross were succeeding without him. It's clear 50 never supported Meech and Ross working together. He even publicly accused Meech of being an informant. In 50's eyes, Ross still carries the reputation of Officer Ricky, and anyone aligning with him can't be trusted. But things took a more serious turn when 50 revealed he had documentation suggesting Meech cooperated with authorities to get out of prison early. He wasn't just making claims, he began developing a tell-all documentary centered on Tammy Cowens, a woman rumored to have knowledge that could significantly damage Meech's image. The project aimed to detail exactly when, how, and with whom Meech allegedly cooperated. For those unfamiliar, Tammy Cowens wasn't just a friend. She had a close connection to Meech. Some say it may have been more than friendship. Notably, Meech granted her the exclusive legal rights to produce content about his life, meaning only she can create books, shows, or films about him, a significant detail in this unfolding story.
She's privileged to what's called the affidavits in support of the wiretaps.
Okay.
It's like 3 affidavits. In those affidavits, it tells Meech's full role. Now, I wasn't allowed to have them because they played this, I'm this kingpin and I'm this killer and they life in jeopardy.
Right.
In danger.
Right.
That's why they was able to close the courtroom. We'd have been out at Meech. But they played a cold game. I give it to her. They was playing chess and we was playing checkers.
Okay.
She used the threat of her life and that I was gonna have some hitmen in the federal courtroom to kill her. And they closed the courtroom to me and my shit standing room only. I'm that dude in that city, homie.
Right.
I'm that dude in that city.
Right.
So that's why they ain't been came out. But the affidavits in support of the wiretap, she has them.
Okay, so she can get them for sure.
If she got them.
Okay.
She got them. The only person they barred from having the documents was me.
Okay, so you the only one that don't got the information.
Right.
Gotcha.
Everybody else, it's called discovery. Everybody else got the packet.
Okay.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the sign, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amarant Arena, February 13th.
According to
50 Cent, Big Meech made a serious error by allowing his relationship with Tammy to fall apart. Now, Tammy is speaking out and sharing everything she knows without holding anything back. While she prepares to tell her side of the story, Rick Ross and Big Meech have been out in public flaunting their financial moves, taking jabs at 50 along the way. Ross even mentioned he's planning to release his own BM film and make a substantial profit. This announcement followed shortly after 50 revealed he was shutting down the BM series, claiming that Meech and his son, Lil Meech, had started behaving suspiciously behind the scenes.
You've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino, it's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking.
Now here's the twist. Tammy, who legally owns the rights to Meech's life story, was originally collaborating with 50 Cent to bring the BM series to life. The show was undeniably successful, but once Meech partnered with Rick Ross, 50 responded with what many viewed as petty energy and shut the entire production down out of frustration. Here's the unexpected part. Lil Meech was cast to play his own father in the series. Now he's stuck in the middle, trying to keep the story going while his dad's feud with 50 caused it all to collapse. 50 had been financially supporting Lil Meech through the BM show, reportedly paying him over $5 million. But surprisingly, Lil Meech didn't save a single dollar. He spent the entire amount on luxury cars, iced out chains, designer clothes, and other extravagant purchases. Meanwhile, his father remained behind bars with almost no financial help. You'd think he would have saved some of that money to support his dad upon release, but instead, he went all in on a flashy lifestyle as if the money would never stop.
Even that, I sat by him, and the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone, he like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad.
He looked like his daddy, like spitting his hair down like his daddy. The same thing, like it was like, yo, got him from Atlanta to California and was able to get him with the coaches. And I believe you.
Don't be walking around with this shit by yourself.
I'm walking around with you. I'm only walking around with you with that motherfucker on. If I ain't with you, I don't want it.
This shit come with the Draco. This shit come with the Draco. Come with the Draco. Still, this shit come with the Draco.
Yeah. What you think about it, though, Fire? How I feel?
This shit feel good. Wait, get the strap.
Tony Yayo even stepped in and
Tony Yayo even weighed in, criticizing Lil Meech for not managing his finances wisely and failing to prepare for tougher times. When 50 Cent began publicly calling out Big Meech, Lil Meech quickly reached out to 50 in the DMs, trying to defuse the situation and stand up for his father. He explained that teaming up with Rick Ross wasn't about loyalty, it was simply about survival. Big Meech needed fast cash to cover bills while they waited on the next BM check. Lil Meech told 50, "I can't believe this, man. You're treating me like an enemy when I've only ever shown you love and loyalty. I'm human, I deal with my own issues, but I never turned against you." He added, "Forget Ross, he just helped my dad with some money to get by until the next season. All this online drama has me completely thrown off," asked ChatGap.
Studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long? I know you want to make your mama one of them walking stars thing. Put down there. F how your mama live. Make her own walking star. Let me get one of them Bel Air bottles to hold up on these. Man, you heard what I just said? Them skin bad, man. You see that auntie murder? They never killed nothing. But that nigga need a facial so bad. When I be seeing them black heads on them niggas, damn. Them niggas doing bad. And 50, stop. You left your last hole because it's something they said had to do with me. Don't leave Tony Yayo that. Come on, don't leave Louisiana. Don't quit like that because you showed the picture of how you wanted it to look. We call it renderings. You had the renderings, then you try to go get them loans and ain't nobody loan you that money. You ain't even built the GU in the studio yet. That might be why when I stood next to Meech, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled. Put your back against the wall. Po nigga, you po hustler.
Lil Meech told 50, "You know me in real life," but 50 wasn't trying to hear it. Instead, he dropped a major blow that changed the tone of the entire feud. He posted a screenshot of Lil Meech's DM with a cold caption, "What next season?" essentially confirming the BM series was over. Then came the real surprise. 50 announced he was taking the BM story in a new direction by partnering with Tammy Cowens to release an unfiltered documentary. He's aiming to reveal everything about Big Meech, now calling him Big Screech. This move left both Big Meech and Lil Meech scrambling, especially without those BM paychecks. We've already seen Lil Meech burn through $5 million like it was nothing. Realistically, what job is Big Meech going to get after doing serious? Time for trafficking? If they want to maintain their flashy lifestyle, Lil Meech would either need to revive his acting career or try his hand at music again, but after clashing with 50, that opportunity might be gone. Right after 50 shut down the BM series, Rick Ross tried stepping in as the savior. He claimed he'd make his own BM version, one he said would outshine anything 50E's G-Unit studio could produce. But here's the problem, 50 Cent actually owns the rights to the BM brand. According to TMZ, Rick Ross can't move forward without 50E's approval, and let's be honest, that approval is never coming. Just when things couldn't get any more intense, 50 announced he was done financially supporting Big Meech's family. That's when the loyalty vanished. Suddenly, Big Meech and Lil Meech were seen associating openly with 50E's rivals. Lil Meech started showing up at clubs with Rick Ross, posing for photos clearly intended for 50 to see no attempt to hide it. But it didn't stop there. Big Meech and Lil Meech leveled up by linking with Floyd Mayweather, yes, the same Floyd who's had ongoing beef with 50 for years. Lil Meech posted a picture with Floyd captioned, "Real Power," a clear jab at 50's show power. Then he dropped another photo with a shush emoji, hinting at a possible collaboration. At that point, it looked like Lil Meech had completely flipped sides, backing his father, but actively going against the man who gave him his first big opportunity. What made it more ironic was that just weeks earlier, this same Lil Meech was in 50's DM saying, "If Ross, and pledging loyalty. But that's what happens when too many people start whispering in your ear one day you're cool with someone, the next you're siding with all their enemies. It's as if Big Meech and his son forgot how much 50 had done for them when no one else would. Even Boozy spoke up, saying he didn't like how soft Lil Meech's message came across. If it were him, Boozy said he would have made it clear that family comes first, no questions asked. But 50 wasn't going to stay silent. He finally responded and he held nothing back. He explained exactly why it hurt to see Big Meech and Lil Meech aligning with his enemies. "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life," 50 said. That's why Boozy reacted the way he did. Every time Meech got locked up, I was the first person he called. I bailed him out every single time. Then he added, when I saw Lil Meech laughing at his dad's post, that's when I knew he's a snake too. He belongs with them. 50 didn't stop there. He went on to explain how he had taken on a father figure role for Lil Meech while Big Meech was behind bars every time Meech got locked up. I was the first person he called. I bailed him out every single time. That's what 50 Cent claimed as he opened up about his history with Big Meech. But the moment he saw Lil Meech laughing at a post made by his father targeting him, 50 said it confirmed everything. He's just like them. 50 didn't leave it there. He broke down how, while Big Meech was in prison, he stepped in like a father figure for Lil Meech. He covered his acting school expenses, helped him get clean when he was struggling, and made sure he had enough money to stay out of trouble. But things began to shift, according to 50, once Big Meech came home. That's when he believes bad influences started steering Lil Meech off course. While 50 was focused on teaching financial responsibility and staying clean, Big Meech, he says, was encouraging the opposite, showing off, overspending, and embracing the fast lifestyle. I thought about it, 50 said, and I realized Big Meech never liked how close I was with his son. While 50 was advising Lil Meech to stay off drugs, Big Meech reportedly told him it was fine. While 50 pushed for smart money moves, Big Meech allegedly bragged about excessive spending. What people don't know, according to 50, is that he had to send Lil Meech to rehab. He then revealed that even actor Russell Hornsby, who worked on the BM series, noticed something was wrong. 50 said Meech showed up to set high and even vomited during a weapons training session. Later, he and another associate shared what became the final straw. Lil Meech had whippets in his truck. 50 admitted he had no clue what that was, only to find out it's a gas used in BB guns that some people inhale to get high. After everything 50 claimed to have done for Lil Meech, he said watching him switch up publicly felt like betrayal. But the feud didn't stop there. Rick Ross continues to take shots, recently mocking 50 by saying he's too broke to even finish building his G-Unit studio. Ross claimed 50E's credit was wrecked and that banks wouldn't touch him. In another video, Ross went further, saying he might buy 50E's music masters just to throw him some spare cash. That's when 50 reportedly hit his limit. He's now threatening to release real receipts to prove who's truly struggling financially in this ongoing feud.
Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
50
Cent shrugged off the idea that his feud with Big Meech is hurting his finances. Realistically, how much influence does Big Meech even hold today? Sure, he had status back in the day, but it's 2025 now. The economy is in rough shape. Diddy's locked up and people are just focused on getting by. There's not much room for idolizing a former convict trying to maintain a street reputation in the digital age. 50 may have had a point when he compared Meech to a low-budget Pablo Escobar. The thought that Meech has enough power to disrupt 50's business is almost laughable. Let's not forget 50 has gone head-to-head with far bigger names than Meech or Ross and walked away without a scratch. Still, if there's one thing 50 knows how to do, it's turning controversy into content, and that's exactly what he'll do with this. Now let me ask you, is 50 Cent really going broke? Could this feud actually be impacting his money? Or is Rick Ross simply projecting his own problems onto 50? Honestly, this outcome felt unavoidable. It was always going to come to this. Big Meech, you turned your back on 50 Cent. Why? Why would you betray someone who gave your son massive opportunities, some of the biggest he'll likely ever see? That's not exaggeration. BM was huge, and 50 put Lil Meech in a prime position. And how did you repay that? You came home and completely dismissed the loyalty that was shown to your family. Instead, you sided with Rick Ross, a former correctional officer. It's hard not to start believing the whispers at this point. Seriously, you left prison and aligned with someone whose background represents everything you once stood against? Ross, the same type of figure who once symbolized authority that made your life difficult, now you're teaming up with him. It's not just surprising, it's disheartening. You saw the money Ross had on the table, a deal that required no real work, no filming, no grind. And you took it. You chose a quick payout over the loyalty of someone who supported your family when you couldn't. That's not just disappointing, it's dishonorable. From 50E's point of view, the betrayal is deep. He's not like everyone else. When he extends real support, it's because he believes in you and respects what you stand for. But when that respect is lost, it cuts deep and he doesn't let it go. He holds onto that betrayal. That's why he's angry. That's why he's ready to retaliate. He's not just reacting emotionally, he's responding to a violation of trust. You don't cross someone who genuinely had your back, especially someone who stepped up for your family when you couldn't. 50's response isn't random or without reason. It's a reaction to a betrayal that, in his eyes, crossed a line that should have never been touched. If you cross 50 Cent, just know he's not the type to forgive or forget. Once there's an issue, it stays an issue. That's how 50 operates. This feud isn't going away anytime soon. There will always be tension, and he won't back off. Anytime something goes wrong involving Big Meech or Lil Meech, and it reflects poorly on them, you can bet 50 is going to call it out. He'll highlight it, expose it publicly, and let everyone see and talk about it. His goal now seems focused on dismantling their image piece by piece. That's just how he moves. It's like he's taken a page directly from the 48 Laws of Power. I know I said 42 or 52, but you get the idea. The number doesn't matter. The point is, 50 embodies those principles to the core. When he sees someone as a threat or betrayer, it's not just about ending the relationship, it's about eliminating your presence completely. It's not just personal. He wants full removal, as if you and everything tied to you never existed. He sees betrayal as irreversible, and he treats the offender like a permanent enemy. I honestly believe that's how he views this situation. So none of this surprises me. In fact, I expect to see more moves from 50 that follow this same path. Big Meech made a critical mistake. He turned against someone who genuinely helped him. And now, he's got a lifelong adversary. In my opinion, 50's response is understandable. He's acting in line with how he's always been calculated and relentless. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this video insightful, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications. This is Noah's right here, signing off.